Jake Paul versus Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. Jake Paul just made a huge announcement. For the second time in his career, he's taking on a real boxer. Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., a man with a record of 54-6-1, a 3-division champion, and the former WBC middleweight champion of the world, a guy with a ton of experience. Jake Paul is ready to fight him. A guy who blew up the boxing world through the internet, just smashed it, destroying mixed martial artists, is going where everybody wanted to see him go. People wanted to see him face a real boxer. He's been getting a lot of hate for that, for not fighting real boxers. And even though he announced this, there's people out there still hating on Jake Paul. People love to hate Jake Paul. In the boxing world, people are saying, yo, Jake, this guy's 39 years old, you're 28 years old, can you fight somebody your age? Or you're about 50 pounds bigger than this guy. Why are you picking on smaller guys? What's wrong with you? Jake Paul is still new in the sport of boxing, has a record of 11-1, and took a different approach. Took the approach of a superstar, facing other big names, names that were kind of dwindling, just tore them apart, just smashed them, just sent them into retirement, in embarrassment. Jake Paul has had some pretty hilarious fights, including his second fight versus Tyron Woodley, the Ben Askren fight. You haven't seen those guys back. They were brutalized, embarrassed, left the sport. A young guy who had no experience, a spoiled kid. Jake Paul, he's a rich boy. Nobody believed that this corny Disney kid that was Jake Paul could metamorphosize into the guy he is right now, with a beard, looking really masculine, destroying combat sports legends, guys that people really look up to. That's how Jake Paul did it, beating former NBA players. And now it's the point where Jake Paul goes to the next step in his career. Although he didn't beat Tommy Fury, he fought a really great fight, beat Mike Tyson, beat the biggest legend in boxing that's still walking this earth. Everybody looks up to Mike Tyson. More importantly that he beat him, he was able to bring him back. There was enough money, there was enough interest that Mike Tyson decided to get off the couch and come back and fight this kid. And that's really where Jake Paul's greatness is at this point. The guy gets notoriety. He's a superstar. He's the center point of everything around him. He's pulling the string. That's why we're talking about Jake Paul more than Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., who started his career at 17 years old, way back in 2003, came out of his father's footsteps, came out of his father's shadow, was bred for this, took the normal approach where he just built himself up in the boxing world, in the boxing community, gaining wins early, slowly gaining this momentum. Jake Paul is a different story. The story going into this fight is going to be with him. But one thing I wanted to throw out there, Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. is taking a lot of hate for being clowned by an old man, Anderson Silva. Can Jake Paul repeat that? Is it going to be his night? And are we going to see the 28-year-old go into the next chapter of boxing? Or are we going to see Chavez Jr. win the fight?